Hi everyone, be sure to drop a follow on my Twitch for all of my live streams, and also be sure to join the Discord so you know when I go live next. Hi everyone, I'm Noctis Kyrios, and today we're going to be reacting to some more collected Miscellany videos. And quick thing, for those of you who don't know, I'm Noctis Kyrios. I've been a singer here on YouTube for about 6 years now. I've also been a Punishing Grey Raven player for about 2.5 years now. So, yeah, I'm super excited to dive in and react to all of these collected Miscellany, guide trailers. I'm super excited to see what they're all about, and hopefully get some more lore about all these characters. So yeah, without further ado, let's go.
When it comes to Liyue's sacred traditions, the divinity is in the details. Even the most fastidious of academics don't claim to know them all. And yet, the mysterious funeral consultant, Zhongli, seems to know them like the back of his hand. The ancient rite of parting is a most unique tradition. Many details have been lost over time.
Okay, so he's kind of like a funeral
Zhongli
minister?
is still able to perform the rite to perfection. Though he looks young,
Did not expect
Zhongli
that.
knows each ancient tradition inside out. But his own past is shrouded in mystery.
I bet.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Zhongli
Hey yo,
excels
that's
at
Keith
manipulating
Silverstein,
geo,
right?
able to create and absorb geomatter, and provide sturdy shields for his allies. This, paired with his exceptional ability in combat, makes him a reliable member of your party. Zhongli seems to know everything about
This
everything.
guy looks dope.
Even a simple chunk of white iron ore. He is able to pick out the best ore and use it to maximum effectiveness. When forging polearms, Zhongli recovers a set percentage of the ores used.
Oh, he's good at forging stuff, okay. That'll certainly be helpful.
Zhongli's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies.
Hey yo, that looks
Hold
cool.
the attack button to consume a set amount of stamina and lunge forward, casting down stone spears across Zhongli's path, dealing significant physical damage to enemies.
Okay.
Tap Zhongli's elemental skill to summon the geo-energy from within the ground, and form a stone steel, dealing area of effect geo damage to enemies. While the stone steel remains, it will periodically resonate with nearby geo constructs, dealing continuous geo damage to surrounding enemies.
Okay, that seems pretty
You can take
good.
advantage of this in battle. Draw enemies affected by other elements towards the stone steel, to both deal geo damage and cause crystallize reactions. Use the elemental shield created by crystallize to help your party survive. Stone steels can also be used to block enemy attacks, or climbed to traverse difficult terrain.
Yeah, that seems
Holding
pretty good,
Zhongli's
man.
elemental skill causes geo-energy around him to explode, creating a jade shield and dealing area of effect geo damage. The jade shield absorbs damage. The amount absorbed scales with Zhongli's max HP and is higher against enemies' geo attacks.
Okay.
If Zhongli is surrounded by targets affected by geo, it will drain a large amount of geo energy from up to 2 of them. This effect does not deal damage, but can effectively break down enemies' geo armor and nearby ore deposits.
Okay, that's pretty good.
After unlocking the talent Resonant Waves, when the Jade Shield takes damage, it will fortify your character, allowing their shield to absorb more damage.
Damn, this guy seems OP.
This is order.
Zhongli can bring a huge meteor crashing down, dealing massive geo damage and applying petrification to enemies caught near the impact site. Petrified enemies become immobilized. After unlocking the talent Dominance of Earth, Planet Befall deals additional damage to enemies, which scales with Zhongli's max HP. Zhongli maintains his composure, even as he metes out punishment in battle. His exceptional ability to provide support and deal damage makes him quite prepared for any scenario. As the fight begins, first use Zhongli's elemental skill to summon a stone steel and draw enemies near it, creating the ideal environment for dealing damage. Next, create a jade shield to absorb incoming damage. Then, Alternate normal and charged attacks, stringing together attacks to deal enormous damage. When energy is full, unleash an elemental burst and coordinate your party's attacks to wipe out the enemy. While Liyue Harbor grows restless on the eve of disaster, as the host of the Rite of Parting, Zhongli still calmly goes about his work. The world around him may be descending into chaos, yet he remains unperturbed, sipping his tea and watching a good show. Quite the fascinating character. As Liyue faces the turbulence of change, does he believe it is none of his business? Or is he also a player in this game, acting behind the scenes? It may be some time before the answers finally emerge. But no matter, for time is not something I lack.
Okay. That's an interesting phrasing there. That's very interesting phrasing at the end there. Okay, that was pretty good. He seems pretty simple enough, I would say. He seems quite simple, but also quite OP. Especially with the whole shield and the whole pillar mechanic that he has. He seems quite OP. I dig it. He seems like quite a good character, I imagine. Like, I imagine he seems to be pretty meta. I'm guessing he's pretty meta in the game, I'm assuming. And he looks really good, man. I like his animations and stuff as well. His animations look really good. I like the whole rock theme to it. Really does suit the whole Geo/Earth aesthetic. I like it. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Albedo. I keep forgetting how to pronounce the name. Whatever. Crepencrated Prince. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Anyways, yeah, let's go.
The city of pastorals, Mondstadt, is as free as the wind.
Okay, we're back in
Even
Mondstadt,
an outsider
okay.
like Albedo can become chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. But on the other hand, his mastery of alchemy means that no one
he's a
ever
Knight
would
of
have taken
Favonius,
much
okay.
persuading. Mondstadt was never a nation known for its alchemy, but since Albedo's arrival, the Knights' achievements in the field sit only behind those of Sumeru's top scholars.
Okay.
Knights and academics. Not two words that one would expect to hear in the same sentence.
Fair, honestly.
Instead of leading the charge in combat, the calm and collected Albedo is better suited to providing support with reliable geo-damage. Still, his skill
he's
set
a
allows
geo
him to deal
character,
powerful
okay.
attacks, meaning he more than holds his own on the battlefield. Creation is the basis of alchemy. Albedo's knowledge allows him to find ways to improve crafting recipes and make better use of materials. When crafting weapon ascension materials, he has a chance of doubling the crafting output. Albedo's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes with his sword. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina and performs 2 swift forward slashes. Tap his elemental skill to create a solar isotoma using alchemy, dealing area of effect geodamage. A field is created around the solar isotoma. Periodically, when an enemy within the field takes damage, a transient blossom is generated at the enemy's location. The transient blossom scales off Albedo's defense, dealing AoE geodamage to surrounding enemies. A transient blossom can only be generated once every 2 seconds. Additionally, making contact with the solar isotoma causes geoenergy to accumulate, forming a crystallized platform that lifts the character up to a certain height. Only one platform can exist at a time. Strategic use of the crystallized platform lets you employ plunging attacks in battle, and helps you deal with enemies up above. When adventuring, hold Albedo's elemental skill to choose the solar isotoma's position, and use the crystallized platform to get past environmental obstacles more quickly.
Okay.
After unlocking the
That can be
talent
pretty useful.
Calcite Might, transient blossoms deal extra damage against enemies with low health. crystallized geo-energy bursts forth at Albedo's command, dealing AoE geo damage in front of Albedo. If Albedo's solar isotoma is still present on the battlefield, 7 fatal blossoms are generated in the solar isotoma field, which bloom aggressively, dealing AoE geo damage. After unlocking the talent Homuncular Nature, Albedo's elemental burst increases nearby party members' elemental mastery for a period of time. Albedo's skill set is a rare and invaluable asset in combat. Creative use of the solar isotoma greatly diversifies the battle, paving the party's way to certain victory. When the battle begins, create a solar isotoma with Albedo's elemental skill. As he and fellow party members attack enemies inside the solar isotoma field, transient blossoms appear and deal damage to enemies, while generating crystalline shields through elemental reactions. Solar isotoma also enables party members to unleash plunging attacks. When energy is full, have Albedo unleash an elemental burst, giving the whole party a performance boost with increased elemental mastery.
Alright.
No one can dispute Albedo's talent, but the source of the knowledge he possesses. It once brought about the destruction of a glorious nation. All that most people know of him is his title, Kryda Prince, and that he gained his position in the Knights on recommendation from Alice the Adventurer. Beyond this, the young man is a stranger to them, a complete mystery, and the essence of his knowledge is equally unknown.
I heard about Alice, never met her though.
But I know it well. It hails from Khaenri'ah, the art of Kaeya. Soil and chalk, the universe and earth, pure dust and the birth of human life.
Okay.
There is no mistaking it. I am content to watch most crises play out from the sidelines, but if Albedo were ever to make a single wrong move, I could not let myself ignore it.
Damn, okay, that's ominous. That's ominous indeed. Okay, I won't lie, do you? Pretty ominous. I like the lore to it, but I will be real for a sec. He looks kind of mid. I'm gonna be frank, he looks kind of mid to me. He's not someone I feel like I would want to pick up. Honestly, not someone who I'd really want to try or like play or use on my team, I'll be honest. But all power to those of you that do. But I don't really think he's gonna be my cup of tea type of character, honestly. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next trailer. Ganyu, ambling amidst karst peaks.
Given Liyue's present prosperity, it's only natural that the city's operational support should match its scale. For millennia, from the birth of the Liyue Qixing to its current roster of 7, they've all relied on the Yuehai Pavilion's secretary, the half-Qilin illuminated beast Ganyu, who assists the mortals in handling the most crucial matters. Although I detest deities, and have no liking for the Adepti who sign contracts with the Geo-Archon, a person like Ganyu is still deserving of my respect.
My job is to honor my contract with
Hey-yo.
Rex Lapis by looking out for the interests of all living things in Liyue.
It is said that when a Qilin is brought to fight, the sun will lose its light. Ganyu is a force to be reckoned with, an archer with an exceptional aptitude for aimed shots. Her mastery over cryo lends itself well to high-damage burst attacks, while her skills are of great help to her and her allies during
Oh, she's
combat.
a cryo character, okay.
Through centuries of training, Ganyu's archery has reached the acme of perfection. She excels at not only using bows, but also making them. Though she no longer needs to fight on the front lines, she still knows bow and arrow like the back of her hand. While forging bow-type weapons, Ganyu
I know that
recovers
kind
a
of
set
shot.
percentage of the
Genshin,
ores used.
Miyoho, Hoyoverse, I know what you did there.
Her normal attack can combo up to 6 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage to enemies. Charging the attack executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. Based on its charge time, the shot generates different effects. Charge level 1 fires off an icy arrow that deals cryo damage. Charge level 2 fires off a frost flake arrow that deals cryo damage and blooms after hitting its target, dealing AoE cryo damage.
Okay, damn. That seems pretty nice.
Frost flake arrow's power is best used against distant groups of enemies to maximize its effect. After unlocking the talent Undivided Heart, within a set period of time after shooting a frost flake arrow, the next frost flake arrow and its bloom will receive a crit rate bonus.
Oh, damn.
Tap Ganyu's elemental skill to dash backward, leaving an ice lotus in her place that deals cryo damage, and continuously taunts surrounding enemies, attracting them to attack it. When destroyed, or once its duration ends, it blooms profusely, dealing AoE cryo damage.
Oh, nice.
Ice Lotus's endurance scales based on Ganyu's max HP. Dexterous use of Ice Lotus can effectively redirect enemy fire, creating a safe environment for Ganyu to dish out damage.
Glaze over!
Ganyu coalesces atmospheric frost to summon a sacred cryo pearl. While it's active, the sacred cryo pearl will continuously rain down shards of ice upon enemies within a set
this
area,
is pretty good.
dealing cryo damage. Celestial Shower deals damage while serving as a reliable source of cryo that allows Ganyu's allies to trigger corresponding elemental reactions and further increase their damage output. After unlocking the talent Harmony Between Heaven and Earth with Ganyu in your party, all active party members within Celestial Shower's AoE gain a cryo damage bonus. As an archer, Ganyu knows to keep her enemies at a safe distance and avoid close quarters combat. A constant barrage of frostflake arrows is what makes her strengths truly shine, leading her to victory. Ganyu can use her elemental skill to get out of harm's way and taunt her opponents, allowing her to then fire frostflake arrows unbothered, dealing damage to groups of enemies from afar.
Damn, that seems pretty good.
When her energy is full, Ganyu can unleash her elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage. When facing more formidable foes together with her allies, Ganyu's ability to taunt and infuse enemies with cryo is an effective form of support for the whole party that allows for defeating enemies in one fell swoop. The Liyue Qixing has changed over generations. Centuries have passed in the blink of an eye. Ganyu's accompanied Liyue through many a storm, but Liyue Harbor itself, can this city really become a safe harbor for an Adeptus in the world of mortals? When the Geo-Archon Morax was alive, an Adeptus like Ganyu could find a sense of belonging in the human city. But at present, when the rite of parting has already marked his end, the loneliness of an inhuman living in the human world, will it take Ganyu over completely?
Damn. Wow, that's a hell of a philosophical question, man. I'll be honest, I like Ganyu. Her animations look amazing. I'll be honest. I like her animations, dude. Her animations look beautiful. The ice effects look beautiful, and I like the lore. Little bits of lore that are included in this as well. I dig it. And I can't wait to get to Liyue. So yeah. Well, that said, she's definitely someone I'll pick up and put on my team if I ever get her. So yeah, well, let's move on to the next one. Shao, Conqueror of Demons. Let's go.
Many fell in the Archon War, but though their life force faded, their power and malice survived as remnants, posing a continued threat to the world. In Liyue, the task of ending this threat, or rather, enduring it, falls to Shao. To most in Liyue, Shao is a name seldom heard, and as the few who have seen him can attest, he appears only when grave danger is nigh. Coming across this Adeptus, should one count their blessings or their curses?
Conquering demons is what I do.
Hailed as the conqueror of demons, Xiao's abilities are unparalleled among the Adepti. As such, he vanquishes demons without breaking a sweat. Xiao is agile. His movement skills allow him to dart around the battlefield, and when he dons the mask of the Yaksha, his abilities are enhanced even further, as he purges evil and protects Lyra.
Oh, damn. Okay, multi-plunge.
After years of honing his abilities, Xiao has developed an Adeptus art that affords him strength at high altitudes. When Xiao is in the party, the active character consumes less stamina while climbing. Xiao's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button causes Xiao to consume stamina and perform an upward thrust, dealing physical damage and lifting enemies into the air. While airborne, press attack to perform a plunging attack, striking enemies on the way down and dealing AoE damage upon landing. Xiao will not lose HP from a plunging attack, no matter how high he starts.
Okay, damn.
Use Xiao's elemental skill to lunge forward, dealing anemo damage to enemies in his path. Make adept use of this skill to dart effortlessly around the battlefield, dealing damage while tactically adjusting your position. Also, lemniscatic wind cycling can be used while airborne, making it easy for Xiao to navigate challenging terrain, aiding with exploration.
Okay.
Lemniscatic wind cycling starts with 2 charges available. After unlocking the talent Dissolution Eon Heaven Fall, if Xiao uses multiple charges in quick succession, damage dealt increases with each one.
Damn, okay.
When Xiao unleashes an elemental burst, he dons the Yaksha's mask that once struck fear into gods and demons alike. His attacks now deal anemo damage, which cannot be overridden by another elemental infusion. And Xiao's attack AoE and damage are both increased. In addition, Xiao's jumping ability is greatly enhanced, allowing him to assail the enemy with plunging attacks.
Okay, damn, okay.
The Yaksha's mask brings enormous power, but also great suffering. During Xiao's elemental burst, he will continually lose HP. This effect stops if he leaves the field. After unlocking the talent,
okay,
Conqueror
double-edged
of Evil,
sword, okay.
Tamer of Demons, while Bane of all evil is active, Xiao's damage gradually increases. When Xiao goes into battle, danger follows in his wake. To avoid harming others, he acts quickly, completing the task at hand as efficiently as possible. As the fight begins, Xiao uses his elemental skill to move rapidly around the battlefield, changing strategic positions, dealing damage as he goes, and building up energy. When his energy is full, he unleashes his elemental burst and harnesses the power of the Yaksha's mask to incapacitate the enemy with plunging attacks and finish off every last one. For millennia, tales of the Yakshas have been told in Liyue. But over time, these defenders of the masses have all but disappeared. Only Xiao still honors his contract with the Geo Archon by performing the duties assigned to him, though the cost of this duty is perpetual solitude. I know that Adepti suffer heartache just as I do.
Damn, that's gotta be sad, bro.
I cannot know Xiao's future. Will Xiao be ravaged by the unending war he wages and be plunged into despair? Or will he meet someone who understands his sacrifice and can shine a ray of light into his dark world?
Damn. Okay. Damn. Okay. Wow. So he looks pretty cool, I won't lie. So from what I understand, he's a bit of a double-edged sword also. I also like his animations as well. The mask is pretty cool too, and I'm super curious now about his lore. And I can't wait to dive more into it. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Alright, let's do it. Hu Tao, Fragrance and Thaw. Let's go.
The people of Liyue value tradition, and their traditions are embodied in all manner of rites. Of these, the rites that mark life's end are of utmost importance. Liyue's funeral rites are complex, and only Wangsheng Funeral Parlor can conduct them to the satisfaction of all. Wangsheng has stood for 77 generations and has gained still greater fame in recent years, thanks to their eccentric young director, Hu Tao.
When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight.
Hey,
Hu
Brianna
Tao manipulates pyro with
Knickerbocker,
ease,
right?
and can sacrifice her HP to increase her damage output,
Okay.
cleansing the world of impurities with an unrelenting flame. When Hu Tao cooks a dish perfectly, she has a chance to obtain a suspicious dish of the same kind.
Okay.
Hu Tao's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Hu Tao's charged attack consumes a set amount of stamina to lunge forward, dealing physical damage to enemies in her path. Hu Tao also has a unique effect when sprinting, allowing her to briefly disappear and pass through certain small foes.
Oh, damn. Okay. That's interesting.
Hu Tao consumes part of her HP to cast her elemental skill, knocking nearby enemies back and entering the Paramita Papilio state. This converts her attack damage to pyro damage, which cannot be overridden by another elemental infusion. Her resistance to interruption is also increased, and she receives an attack increase based on her max HP when entering this state.
Okay,
Paramita
wow.
Papilio ends after a set duration, or when Hu Tao leaves the field. After unlocking the talent Flutterby, ending Paramita Papilio increases the crit rate of all of Hu Tao's party members other than herself for a set duration. Moreover, while Paramita Papilio is in effect, Hu Tao's charged attacks apply the Blood Blossom effect to enemies it hits. Enemies affected by Blood Blossom will take pyro damage at set intervals. This effect automatically expires after a while. Only one Blood Blossom can exist on any one target at a time, and only Hu Tao can refresh its duration. Wangsheng has a long heritage. It's said that their directors passed down a secret technique to traverse between life and death. Unafraid in the face of death, they instead unleash yet greater power. Once the talent Sanguine Rouge is unlocked, Hu Tao gains a pyro damage bonus when her HP is low.
Pyre, pants on fire!
Hu Tao commands a blazing spirit
that's
to deal
cute.
pyro damage in a large AoE. When her elemental burst hits enemies, Hu Tao regenerates a certain percentage of her max HP. A maximum of 5 enemies can affect this percentage. Additionally, using this skill when Hu Tao's HP is low deals greater damage and regenerates more HP. Hu Tao's unique fighting style often imperils her. As such, she must coordinate with her teammates and choose the right moment to use her skills and manage her HP. Hu Tao often begins by using her elemental skill to enter the Paramita Papilio state. Then she alternates between normal and charged attacks to deal pyro damage, applying Blood Blossoms onto enemies.
Oh,
She then
nice,
leaves
okay.
the field, using the crit rate increase from Flutterby to increase her teammates' damage output. When Hu Tao's HP is low, she can choose a group of enemies upon which to unleash her elemental burst, dealing pyro damage and regenerating her HP.
Okay, damn, okay. So she can heal
Wangsheng
herself pretty
Funeral
much.
Parlor conducts rites of utmost solemnity, and its staff are used to speaking little, making Hu Tao's liveliness seem an ill fit. Her elders once criticized her mischief-making, but having seen her immaculate conduct of the parlor's affairs, they could do naught but admit their error. Life and death are but two halves of an endless cycle.
Aw, that's cute.
Life leads unto death, and death unto new life. Why then should death be taboo? Hu Tao has had the wisdom to see this, though some of her elders have yet to do so.
Yep. We all know how elders can be. They can be very stubborn to change, man. They can be very, very stubborn. Anyways, I actually kind of like that. I liked it. I dig it. It's pretty dope. I like it. I think her lore is actually really interesting. I can't wait to dive more into her Hu Tao's lore, I won't lie, whenever I reach Liyue, because she seems like a pretty interesting character all around. But yeah, super excited. Can't wait for what else is in store. And if I would put her on my team, I'll be honest, I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, let's move on to the next trailer. Rosaria, Purger of the Shadows. Let's go.
Mondstadt's Church of Favonius has a very unique sister, Rosaria.
Oh, we're back in
Despite
Mondstadt,
being a
okay.
priestess, she has never been witnessed offering prayers to the gods. Swift of foot and aloof in speech, she becomes active in the darkness of Mondstadt's night. She belongs to a clandestine side of Mondstadt, brandishing sharp blades under the moonlight to strike down intruding shadows. In exchange for the people's freedom and peace, the non-believer is tasked with purging the filth that no light will touch.
Okay, so
City
basically...
blessed by the Animo Archon. Sleep soundly.
Okay,
Pray,
so basically
not for the gods nor
assassin.
the betterment of others, but for yourself.
Rosaria has powerful one-on-one combat capabilities, and as a wielder of a cryovision, her elemental burst can provide continuous cryo damage, assisting the party with damage output and field control. When Rosaria is in the party, she increases the movement speed of party members during nighttime. This effect cannot be applied in domains, trounce domains, or the Spiral Abyss. Rosaria's normal attack performs up to 5 consecutive strikes,
Damn,
dealing
okay.
physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button allows Rosaria to consume a certain amount of stamina to lunge forwards, dealing physical damage to enemies in her path. Tapping Rosaria's elemental skill swiftly positions her behind her opponent. She then pierces and slashes the enemy with her polearm, dealing cryo damage. Ravaging Confession can be used to quickly approach an enemy, identify an advantageous position, and launch your assault. It can also be used to dodge enemy attacks, allowing you to turn.
Okay, that's dope.
It is important to note that Rosaria cannot use this ability to move behind larger enemies. After unlocking the talent Regina Probation, whenever Rosaria strikes an enemy from behind with Ravaging Confession, her crit rate will increase for a short period of time.
Lights out.
For her elemental burst, Rosaria swings her polearm around her, striking all nearby foes. An icy lance of coalesced frost then strikes the ground, dealing cryo damage. While the ice lance is present,
Okay.
it will intermittently emit a freezing chill, dealing cryo damage to nearby enemies. Strategically utilizing the ice lance through elemental reactions allows party members to control or inflict even greater damage upon enemies. After unlocking the talent Shadow Samaritan, when Rosaria uses Rites of Termination, all party members except for Rosaria receive a temporary increase to their crit rate based on Rosaria's own crit rate.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Rosaria,
We like crit
throwing
rate in this
herself
house.
into battle, turns daytime idleness into the biting blades of winter that plunge into the bones of the guilty. As the battle begins,
Damn, okay.
coordinate attacks with the other characters in your party, and use elemental skills to trigger elemental reactions. At the same time, quickly shift behind the enemy and follow up with normal attacks. When Rosaria's energy is full, use her elemental burst to inflict continuous cryo damage, then leave the field. Use the crit rate increase from the talent Shadow Samaritan to assist the other party members in swiftly defeating foes.
Alright.
Mondstadt's nights are peaceful and tranquil, but in the quiet of the dark, there are those who glimpse a flash of cold steel. This is the dour sister who metes out punishment to protect this place of peace and the sisters who are purity incarnate. Unperturbed with dirtying her hands, she has become a blood-soaked executioner. And having witnessed the cruelty of this world, she can no longer close her eyes and extol the blessings of the gods. Rosaria, the most unique sister in Mondstadt's Church of Favonius, never needed redemption from the gods, for she grasped it with her own hands.
Wow. Okay, damn. She seems like a pretty interesting character. I like it. Also, I like her design as well. Really digging the design. And I actually really like her skills. Her skills seem pretty cool. No pun intended. I dig it. I dig the ice particle effects and such. I also love the nun vibe as well. So, but yeah. Just great stuff all around. But yeah, let's move on to the next video. Yanfei, Blaze of Legal Brilliance. Let's go.
Liyue is both the nation of contracts and the beating heart of trade in Teyvat. Its laws are rigorous and exhaustive, serving as pillars of order in a fluid population. But those able to memorize and abide by all the laws of the land number few indeed. Accordingly, when civil disputes and criminal proceedings arise, the first point of call for many is Liyue Harbor's famed legal advisor, Yanfei.
Only by adhering to the law can the people solve life's myriad of problems.
Ooh, loving the music.
Honored as Liyue's top legal expert,
Very
Yanfei
upbeat and
knows
happy.
the law like the back of her hand, as well as how to bend it, balancing legality and humanity. Her expertise routinely resolves the most intractable of disputes. But if confronted by those who act with flagrant disregard for the law, it is Yanfei's command of fire and flame that will place them in jeopardy. As Liyue's most sought-after legal advisor, Yanfei provides legal support across the whole of Liyue, which has allowed her to explore many of its hidden corners. Having mastered the legal codices, she is well versed in the various local specialties traded by the waterfront. When Yanfei is in the party, the location of resources unique to Liyue appear on the minimap, making it easier to gather certain items. Yanfei's normal attack casts a fireball and can be comboed to deal up to 3 rounds of pyro damage. Hitting an enemy with a normal attack grants Yanfei a single Scarlet Seal. She can possess a maximum of 3 Scarlet Seals at a time. Gaining a new Scarlet Seal resets the duration of existing seals. Each Scarlet Seal decreases Yanfei's stamina consumption, and they will disappear when she leaves the field. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and releases a charged attack, dealing AoE pyro damage in the area in front of her. Any Scarlet Seals held by Yanfei are consumed when a charged attack is released, and the AoE and damage of this attack are increased based on the number of Scarlet Seals consumed.
I like that.
After unlocking the talent Proviso, when Yanfei consumes Scarlet Seals with a charged attack, each Scarlet Seal will increase Yanfei's pyro damage bonus for a set period. If she uses a charged attack again during this period, it will end the effect. Yanfei's sharp eyes and keen wits aid her in singling out opportunists and lawbreakers, whilst the adeptal power that resides within her helps when it comes to serving out justice. After unlocking the talent Blazing Eye, when Yanfei's charged attacks deal crit hits, she will deal an additional bout of AoE pyro damage. Tap Yanfei's elemental skill to summon Blistering Flames that deal AoE pyro damage. Hitting an enemy with her elemental skill grants Yanfei the maximum number of Scarlet Seals, which she can use to unleash a follow-up charged attack, keeping the ball firmly in her court.
Inadmissible evidence!
Unleashing Yanfei's elemental burst triggers a spray of intense flames that rush at nearby enemies, dealing AoE pyro damage, and granting her the maximum number of Scarlet Seals, as well as applying Brilliance to her. Brilliance grants Yanfei a Scarlet Seal at fixed intervals. It also increases the damage dealt by her charged attacks. Adept use of Brilliance allows Yanfei to increase her Scarlet Seal accumulation rate and string together charged attacks, dealing greater damage to her enemies. Yanfei's flaming seals are a powerful legal instrument, and her terms of use ensure that they bolster her position in any form of dispute. By first accumulating Scarlet Seals, then following with an enhanced charged attack, Yanfei can rule decisively on any case before her. During battle, Yanfei can alternate between normal attacks and her elemental skill to deal pyro damage to enemies, and gain Scarlet Seals. With Scarlet Seals in her possession, Yanfei can release powerful charged attacks to put the enemy on the back foot. When Yanfei's energy is full, unleash her elemental bursts to further increase her damage output. At this stage, Yanfei needs only to release regular charged attacks to rout her enemies once and for all. Yanfei was born during Liyue's peacetime. Though part illuminated beast, she never signed a contract with the Geo Archon. Unconstrained by Adepti responsibility, she keeps herself busy in the city, experiencing all manner of worldly affairs, comprehending all levels of human emotion. In her hands, the legal codices are a contract, a tool, a framework of reason, but never a cage. She longs for a free-spirited life well within the confines of the law, but each detail of the cumbersome legal codices is also dear to her heart. Perhaps one day, a balance can be struck between them.
Yeah, hopefully. Damn, okay. Okay. She seems pretty decent. I'll be honest. She seems kind of mid. I will not lie. She seems kind of mid. I do like the whole lawyer sort of stamp sort of deal that she has in her animations, but I'll be honest, other than that, there wasn't really much with her character that popped out to me. I did like the music though. I very much enjoyed the music. It was very good. But other than that, it's kind of for me. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyways, let's move on to the next trailer. Eula, Surging Frost. Let's go.
Ever since the first night of Favonius rid herself of her chains, the winds of freedom have carried the fight against oppression into every corner of Mondstadt. Yet today, among the ranks of the knights sworn to champion freedom, there walks a descendant of the former tyrannical aristocracy. Eula, the progeny of an infamous lineage with vengeance always on her lips, is the captain of the Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company, the Spindrift Knight, supremely skilled with her blade. Her controversial heritage leaves many wondering why the Knights would accept her. Perhaps because the songs of freedom woven into the Mondstadt winds first asked, why not?
Ready for reconnaissance.
Oh, okay. Hey, yo.
Naturally, Eula earned her captaincy with her superior capabilities, masterfully combining Favonia's blade work with cryomagic. She forms frost at the tip of her blade, which she wields with the cadence of a dancer. Waltzing gracefully into battle, she then strikes like a crashing wave. Eula derives no additional status in Mondstadt from her once noble lineage, but finds herself the victim of a strict and outmoded education. She dismisses what she was taught as pointless pretension, yet is unable to escape its influence entirely, often subjecting herself to meticulous introspection. When Eula crafts talent level-up materials, she has a chance to double the output, boosting the party's adventure readiness.
Nice.
Eula's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack steadily consumes stamina, while Eula unleashes a rapid string of slashes, also dealing physical damage. When her charged attack ends, she unleashes a powerful strike that launches smaller enemies within her range. Tap Eula's elemental skill Ice-Tide Vortex to perform a rapid slash that deals cryo damage. When the slash hits an enemy, Eula gains 1 stack of Grimheart. The effect has a maximum of 2 stacks. Grimheart increases Eula's resistance to interruption in her defense.
Hey, let's go.
Conditions for her to dish out damage. Holding Ice-Tide Vortex causes Eula to consume all stacks of Grimheart and perform a spinning frontal slash, that deals AoE cryo damage. If this attack consumes Grimheart stacks, it will decrease the physical and cryo resistance of surrounding enemies.
Okay,
Each
you'll have to
stack
see it.
Grimheart consumed will convert to an Ice Whirl brand, dealing cryo damage to nearby enemies.
Flood of Frost!
Eula's elemental burst unleashes a mighty slash of her sword, dealing cryo damage to surrounding enemies and forming a Lightfall sword that follows her around.
Okay.
While the Lightfall sword is present, Eula's resistance to interruption is increased further. Additionally, when enemies are damaged by Eula's normal attack, elemental skill, or elemental burst, the Lightfall sword's energy is charged. When its duration ends, the Lightfall sword will descend and explode violently, dealing physical damage to surrounding enemies. The damage dealt increases with the Lightfall sword's charge stack. When Eula leaves the field, the Lightfall sword will instantly explode. After unlocking the talent Roiling Rime, when Eula holds Ice-Tide Vortex, if 2 stacks of Grimheart are consumed together, a shattered Lightfall sword is created and explodes immediately.
Okay,
half
nice.
the base physical damage of the Lightfall sword. Years of reconnaissance company campaigns have honed Eula's instinct for launching surprise offensives. When she strikes, waves of frost and rays of light surge forth like ocean spray. After unlocking the talent Wellspring of Warlust, casting Eula's Elemental Burst immediately grants 1 stack of Grimheart and resets the cooldown of her elemental skill. The Spindrift Knight's battleground is the shadows far beyond Mondstadt's city walls. Eula's strength is in hunting down her enemy with courage and calculation, striking with her frosty Favonius Bladework. In combat, Eula often starts the offensive with her normal attack, interspersing her strikes with the tapping effect of her elemental skill to keep up the pursuit and accrue Grimheart stacks. Next, holding her elemental skill at an opportune moment will deal damage to her enemy, while also reducing their physical and cryo resistance by consuming the Grimheart stacks.
Okay.
When Eula's energy is full, unleashing her elemental burst puts further pressure on the enemy and creates a Lightfall sword. Now is the time for a rapid offensive. To charge the Lightfall sword and finally take down the enemy when it explodes. There are those with hatred in their hearts that are able to do what Eula has done. Take the lust for vengeance bequeathed to them by fate and channel it into a force for self-advancement.
Hey.
For Eula, this has set her down a path of peace and inner strength. Still, there are others
you
for
love to
whom the
see it.
passage of time does nothing to quell the poison spreading through their souls. Only the future will reveal the path they take, but inevitably, it will be a different one.
Aw. You love to see it, man. Now I'm super interested into her lore, man. I love Eula's animations. Especially ones that I very much love how she's very, like, dancing with the sword as well. I love her ice mechanics and animations and stuff. And I find that little light sword mechanic pretty interesting. It's actually very interesting. That mechanic is very, very interesting. And I can't wait to see what that is all about. Anyways, and honestly, I hope she comes by again, like her banner comes by once more, because I'm definitely gonna be pulling for her. Anyways, let's move on to the next trailer. Kadehara Kazuha, Free Spirit. Let's go.
No one is sure when they first noticed it, but once in a while, from the deck of the Alcor, flagship of the heavily armed Crux fleet, the soft sound of a flute can be heard. Following the ocean breeze to wherever it may lead, trace the sound back to its source, and you will see a young samurai of Inazuma calmly sitting in a crow's nest, playing a leaf flute, while taking in the sights and sounds of the natural world.
Okay.
But ask the other sailors about his story. and
Most
you'll
definitely
find they know
samurai.
little more than you.
Based off
All
of
they
samurai.
can tell you is he is a trainee sailor from Inazuma. His name is Kaedahara Kazuha.
Come driving rain or winds that churn, I shall return by blade alone, armed, if barefoot, to my home.
Many look at Kaedahara Kazuha and see but a young face. What they miss is a swift and deadly samurai wanderer who is not to be taken lightly. Kaedahara Kazuha has the ability to manipulate animo and provides an elemental damage bonus for members of his party.
Okay.
Also, with his elemental
So
skill,
he's animo,
he
okay.
can make frequent use of special plunging attacks that keep enemies grouped together, providing great support to his party. Like a leaf on the breeze, he is light as a feather and swift as a blade. When Kaedahara Kazuha is in your party, he reduces sprinting stamina consumption for your party members,
okay.
making exploration faster. Kazuha's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Hold the attack button to consume a set amount of stamina, and perform 2 swift slashes to his front, dealing high physical damage. While Kazuha is airborne, pressing the attack button causes him to perform a plunging attack, damaging opponents along the path and dealing AoE damage upon impact. Tap his elemental skill, Chihayabaru, to unleash a secret blade technique, pulling enemies and objects toward him, launching enemies within his range, and dealing animo damage.
Okay, damn.
Kazuha uses the gust of wind generated in this moment to soar up into the air. For a short period after using Chihayabaru, while Kazuha remains airborne, he can unleash a powerful plunging attack, Midare Ranzan. The damage dealt by this plunging attack is converted to animo damage. When Kazuha lands, he uses another secret blade technique to create a wind tunnel that pulls in nearby enemies and objects. With this effect, Kazuha can concentrate enemies in one place, allowing other party members to attack more efficiently. Chihayabaru is a skill that can be used while airborne.
Okay, that's definitely
giving
going to be
Kazuha
useful.
great agility when out exploring. When Chihayabaru is held instead of tapped, Kazuha deals increased animo damage over a wider area. After unlocking the talent Somon Swordsmanship, Kazuha's elemental skill can absorb Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro when cast. If a Midare Ranzan plunging attack is performed before Chihayabaru's effects expire, it deals additional
So
elemental
basically
damage
like
of the
other
absorbed
animo
element.
guys.
Only one elemental absorption can occur per Chihayabaru.
Clouds hide. The birds call.
Kaedahara Kazuha's elemental burst is the pinnacle achievement of his self-taught blade work. He strikes with the force of the first winds of autumn, dealing AoE animo damage. This attack produces a field called Autumn Whirlwind. The field periodically deals animo damage to enemies within it. If Autumn Whirlwind comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, it will absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage. This elemental absorption may only occur once in its duration. Kazuha can use the Autumn Whirlwind field to easily affect multiple enemies with an element.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Creating ideal opportunities for his allies to attack. The wind blows to all within its vast reach, and knows the coming fall from the first withered leaf. For a set duration after Kazuha triggers a swirl reaction, all party members receive a damage bonus for the corresponding element.
Okay.
The bonus scales off of Kazuha's elemental mastery. If multiple elemental damage bonuses are gained in this manner, they are applied concurrently. Kaedahara Kazuha has roamed far and wide, and is acutely sensitive to changes in the natural environment. When the way ahead is rocky, his mastery of animo allows him to swiftly turn the tide of the battle, guiding the whole party to victory. In combat, he coordinates closely with his teammates to apply elements to enemies.
So he's kind of like a
He
strategist a
uses
little
his
bit too.
elemental skill to gain control over the opponents,
Okay.
following up here and there with powerful plunging attacks to keep them where he wants them, while also activating Poetics of Fubutsu, which provides elemental damage bonuses, enhancing the whole party's attack capabilities. When energy is full, Kaedehara Kazuha unleashes his elemental burst, generating an autumn whirlwind field. The field creates the perfect conditions for elemental reactions, turning your party into a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, let's go.
Kaedehara Kazuha is no aimless wanderer. He has a deep sense of purpose. The young samurai left his homeland behind not to part with the past, but in the search for a new hope.
Honestly, respect
As he
that.
navigates his path, he charts a course through the myriad of storms that come his way. His exposure to the elements keeps him in touch with nature and connects him with other people who cross his path. Those who choose to defy the gods are destined for hardship. But even a maple leaf blowing in the breeze, if it falls into the right company, can learn to sail the storm winds of the sea to shores beyond the horizon.
Aw. Okay. Kinda like him. I kinda like him. He seems pretty interesting, for the most part. I like it. I like it. Love his animations. Love the sort of leaves as well with his animation. And, yeah. Just lots of good stuff I'm seeing from him. I'm honestly open to giving him a try. So, yeah. Because I think I do need some more animo characters anyhow. So, but yeah. Just good stuff. Love the music. I like his animations as well. His design seems pretty dope. I love the concept of his character as well. And I'm super interested in to learn more about him. So yeah, just good stuff all around. Anyways, I think that's gonna be all for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the video. And also if you want to see more, please subscribe. And please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments below. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember to stay humble and be kind to people. And I'll see you guys later.